Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. My name is Adrian. We're playing Soul Sisters, the human variant today, and this is a weird but keepable opening hand. Doesn't have any red, doesn't have any fetch lands, doesn't have Norin, doesn't have a Soul Sister. It literally just looks like a human hand. Like a not like a human hand, but like a hand as though we're playing the deck humans, except for those two. You get the idea. You get the idea. We're gonna figure out how this goes. It should be fine though. Playing Champion of Parish turn 1, Thalia's Lieutenant turn 2. And what is this? Birds of Paradise. Could be the Rock. Seems a little weird to be the Rock. Could be the Rock. We'll find out. Play Champion of Parish, ship it to our opponent's turn, see what they have to say, see what they think about our deck. They're probably going to think, this play right here does indicate that we likely could be on humans. Possible. Because the humans deck, I think, has a single plains in it. So right now, we literally look like a human's deck. Opponent plays Field of Ruin. Because they're going to play Field of Ruin, I think we're going to play down the second plains. We're going to be a little bit cautious. Because if we play down Marsh Flats, they might just blow up our Sacred Foundry if we play Sacred Foundry. So let's go like this. Play a Thalia's Lieutenant. Run it down. Double counters on this guy, swing for 3. He won't block. He definitely will not block. But he may have like a push or something like that in his hand. So he might just fatal push our Champion of the Parish away, which is likely something you will see. I'm assuming we're playing against Rock. That's the deck I'm assuming we're playing. Ooh, oh, is it Abrupt? Oh, Assassin's Trophy. Ooh, yes, please. I mean, it's not good for us per se, but I'm okay with literally. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with getting the mana acceleration because that's something we definitely want and or need. So yeah, as you guys can see, we probably don't need more plains, but we will grab a mountain. If we grabbed the plains, we could have pathed and we could have pathed this guy, but I'm not really too interested in pathing the bird at this moment. There's the saying bolt the bird, but there's definitely not the saying path the bird because you're just giving your opponent the advantage for land. Don't really want to do that either. Okay, so it might be. It looks like it's an Abzan build of some sort. So, what kind of Abzan build? We don't know yet. We literally haven't seen anything. So, ooh. So we have a couple options here. We could play Mentor the Meek, run down Norin the Wary, which makes this guy go crazy and means we get a ton of card draw. So I think that's what we do. First of all, though, we do definitely need to crack the Marsh Flats. We do need to go get more land. As much as I'd like to get Sacred Foundry, I think we go with just another plains, to be honest. We don't play Thalia's Lieutenant. We're going to play Mentor the Meek. So we go like this. Always yielding to Thalia's Lieutenant. That is okay, we don't need that. And then we're going to go like this. Obviously, we can't pay for it right now, but it is going to be something that is going to be super relevant down the road. Because he now needs to get rid of this guy, otherwise we're going to get a ton of card advantage. Like a lot of card advantage. Basically, we can kind of get into the point where we can draw 2 cards a turn extra right now from Mentor the Meek. We have a second Mentor the Meek, which means there's even more card advantage we can get, which is crazy. On top of that, this guy's just going to gain counters for days. So, counters for days. Okay. We have the engine up and running. So, I mean, again, we are playing against a Abzan build, which means they do have a lot of removal. The kind of the Abzan, Jund, and Rock builds. Ooh, opponent decides to go to Sideboard. They don't have answers. Well, that's exciting. We're going to bring in Blood Moons because our opponent's not playing red. So, why not? Ranger of Eos, you are a good card, but you can go away. What else do we bring in? What else do we take out? We take out a couple Lightning Helixes. Lightning Helixes are great. Not amazing, though. Especially if we're going to bring a Blood Moon. Rather bring down our red. Necessity on red just a touch. Not that it's super important. And I think that's all we do. Keep up the path in case he's playing something big. We keep up Lightning Helix. Tormod's Crypt, by the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm playing Tormod's Crypt instead of Rest in Peace because I actually don't have Rest in Peace. Tormod's Crypt could be good, but we don't know if he's actually playing any graveyard synergies. There likely could be Tarmogoyf, and there likely could be Scavenging Ooze. We don't actually know that. but it is likely in more like aggressive or competitive Abzan build. They would likely have those guys. Does he have them? We don't know. Let's see if our opponent wants to go first, because they get to choose. Unfortunately, we didn't. Our opponent's deck didn't do anything. Our opponent's deck just kind of flopped on the ground and rolled around with the Birds of Paradise for a while, and then died. Kind of not what you'd expect from an Abzan build, because again, a lot of the Abzan builds, a lot of the Jund builds, and a lot of the Rock builds, I say a lot of them, all of them, are largely designed to remove threats as you play them, and that's kind of the way the deck functions. Is they're going to play high efficiency threats, things that are very high value, and then they're going to just remove your stuff. That's the game plan. Get rid of threats, play high efficiency stuff. At this point, I think our opponent might just be salty and not doing anything, or maybe they got disconnected. I don't know. I'll give them a couple seconds, and then we'll cancel this game and go to the next one. If this is the way it's going to play out, I guess I can always message them. Let's find out. Let's bring up the chat. Hey, you home? Yeah. Ask them if they're home. Let's see. I'm assuming our opponent's not there. The fact that they haven't decided if they're going to play first or not indicates that it's not a very likely thing. Not a very good sign. Not a good sign indeed. Oh, looks like they are there. It's taking some time. Maybe they had to go get a drink of water. You never know. And this is a solid opening hand. Johnny's Pridemate. If we draw into a Soul Sister, we have what? We have 7 of them in the deck. Likely, it's a keepable hand. We can fetch up our star stuff right away, so we can actually go fetch up planes, or we can fetch up a whatever else we possibly need right away. So yes. And again, our opponent playing blowing up our lands is not very good. Ooh, and a Blood Moon. Yes. Perfect timing. Okay, well in this case we turn 1 fetch up just a planes, because we're gonna need just planes. And then it goes to Champion of the Parish. Get it out there, get the engine up and running. So we're gonna go turn 3 Blood Moon. That's the plan. Lock out our opponent's lands. They can't do anything, especially because they're not on red at all. So there's a Scavenging Ooze. Just kind of thought they may have it. High efficiency threat, but it doesn't really matter too much to us at this exact moment. I guess we run down Windswept Heath. Now there's two arguments that we can do right here. The first one is we play Norin, which gets counters on this guy. Second one, we play Ajani's Pridemate, which does not get threats on here, but it is more mana efficient. The long and short is we're gonna go for the second one. Or the first one. We're gonna go play Norin. Yeah, we're gonna play Norin. I'm assuming he's not gonna trade ours with the Scavenging Ooze, and we have to pay for this, unfortunately. It's the way it goes. So we're going to go like this. Put down Norin. He gets a 1/1 counter on him, and we're not going to attack in with Champion of the Parish, because he will likely just trade with the Scavenging Ooze. This guy is higher value for us personally, so our opponent probably won't do anything. Our opponent will trade Scavenging Ooze. So it's not worth us to attack him. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's in a long, roundabout way, that's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. I'm glad to see also. I'm glad we're playing as Abzan. I haven't played against Abzan in a while. You don't see as much Abzan, or as many Abzan builds these days, so it's always cool to see more of an Abzan build. I also wonder, I am curious if his build is actually more of the, instead of just straight up Abzan, if it's actually doing something else. Like the Devoted Druid combo, which is usually green, white, and something else. Could be doing that as well. So we might be just trying out a different variation on that. Obviously, we're not going to trade, because we have a higher value creature, or a creature that will get higher value for us. So there's no point in us trading. And we can always yield to that. So, bang, counter, we now have a 3/3. Opponent's going to have to waste energy getting rid of it if they want to. Lightning Helix is fun. So, here we go. Go like this. Fetch up El Planesarino. And this is the whole reason why, by the way. If you're wondering in the deck tech, why do I have so many fetch lands? It's because we need to be able to get planes, just straight planes, once we play Blood Moon, because everything else at that point becomes a mountain. So we need to guarantee we have that. So So there is the Blood Moon. Opponent is going to crack or blow up Sacred Foundry right away. They're going to use it because they need to actually go and fetch up a basic land. They need a basic land to get through Blood Moon. This is still going to be a pain in their butt because they don't have green right now. So that sucks for them. We're okay with it. We don't care one way or another. We're okay, and we're probably going to Lightning Helix his Scoos away next turn as well. Just get rid of it. Obviously, if we draw into another land, we can always play Ajani's Pridemate and then Lightning Helix to get an extra counter on Ajani's Pridemate. It is an option. And our opponent's going to keep swinging in. Again, it just keeps putting counters on Champion of the Parish. Oh, they drew into a forest. Nice. Well done. Our Blood Moon has been foiled. By foiled, I mean it's temporarily inconvenienced. Or it's not as bad. It's still punishing. The fact that he now has he only has one of each source rather than 2 white and 2 green. Which is just very, very unfortunate. It's very unfun. Which is why we're playing it. Exile target creature with power 3 or greater. Okay, well. Tough luck for us. So we can always a Ranger of Eos to go and grab out more stuff. I'm really tempted, to be honest, to blow up this guy, though. And I'm also tempted to play Mentor the Meek so we can start getting a draw engine going. These are all options. Oh, we can't play Ranger of Eos. We don't have that land. I think we get the draw engine up and running. I think it's just the better bet. The better bet. So, yeah. Get the draw engine up and running. He now needs a removal to get rid of this guy. Otherwise, we get to draw cards every single turn, which is going to be awesome for us. I mean, Path to Exile gets rid of this thing, but it gets us another land, which is unfortunate. He may have another Abzan charm, which is weird, but it is theoretically possible. Or he has this guy. Enters the battlefield, creatures you control, dies. That's interesting. So when it enters play, creatures you control get +1/+1. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 until end of turn. You gotta choose one. So he's gonna give this guy -1/-1. So he's a 1/1, which is fine, I guess. Huh. That's when he dies as well. Enters the battlefield. And who's it haunting again? Oh, when it dies, it haunts a creature. Okay. Interesting. Again, we have Lightning Helix, so we can actually start getting rid of his stuff. So that's okay as well. Drawing into another land would be great. Johnny's Pridemate, not a land. I think at this point we Helix. I think we Helix the Scoos. Not the funnest move, but it does allow us to flicker Norin, which does mean that we get to draw a card on our end step. Ideally, I'd like to play that not at our end step, or draw the card not at our end step. I'd like to draw it now. And I'm not going to swing it with him because we need the draw engine. Okay. Norin comes back, we pay for it, we draw a card, draw into another Mentor of the Meek. Not quite what we need. Not quite what we need. Almost what we need. Opponent's playing something big. He's playing the Siege Rhino. Siege Rhino is always fun. Unfortunately for us, Siege Rhino is outside of the reach of our Lightning Helix. It is. And I don't think he attacks in. And we don't have the mana to pay for this. Plains. That's good. I feel like we go Ranger of Eos. Strictly because then we can get a Soul Sister and a Champion of the Parish. Which means that we can start getting benefit off of our Ajani's Pridemate. We can kind of get the engine up and running. Even if he attacks him with everything, we're still not dead next turn, and we can start swinging in the opposite direction. The only downside is we're not getting an extra card draw from Norin at this point, so it's not the greatest in that front. Yeah. I think this is gonna be a better bet. We're not dead next turn, so there's no point. We can survive a little bit longer. So Ranger of Eos is gonna grab one of the Soul Sisters, likely Soul Warden, and then also Champion of the Parish. Yes, please. Let me make this so you guys can see what's going on down here. Bam. So Soul Warden and Champion of the Parish are the two cards that we want. The nice thing with these as well is as we play them, we can actually pay for it with Mentor the Meek. Hopefully drawn to another land, drawn to something else relevant, which is also going to be good. And he's cycling the Grove, because it's just going to be a mountain if he doesn't, which is fair enough. I guess theoretically this is also a mountain now. It's a Dryad Mountain, which is a interesting thing. Kitchen Finks, that's also a card. Also a card indeed. So it looks like it's just a value Abzan deck, which is fine. So he attacks in Siege Rhino, just Siege Rhino. That's fine. We'll take the 4 damage. Because starting next turn, we're going to start getting a bunch of value. Value Town, activate. So can't pay for it this time. Our turn. Windswept Heath, so a mountain. Do I play it as mountain? I don't think so. I don't think yet. I think we run down... So here's the thing. If he has a way of dealing extra damage to us with Siege Rhino, he could kill us next turn, which is unfortunate. So we definitely have to run down the Soul Warden this turn to gain an extra life, and we should probably consider keeping up Lightning Helix just to deke out our opponent. We could also use Lightning Helix to take out Siege Rhino if we block with this guy. Also not a terrible idea. So, I think the way we go is we run down Champion of the Parish, and we pay for Mentor the Meek. Drawing it a Soul Warden is okay. And I think we run down the Soul Warden as well. Getting counters, we're not going to draw cards off of it this time, because we need to leave up the Lightning Helix. And I think that's all we do. Jump into our opponent's turn, see what they have to say. We're in a much better situation now, because things get not fun for our opponent at this point here, because now we're just going to start accelerating more and more and more, unless they have a way of dealing with our entire board, which they theoretically could. Mind you, most of the ways of doing that involve double black or double white, so they don't seem to have either of those. Oh, Bird's Paradise will help with that though. I mean, theoretically, we should consider bolting the bird at this point, actually, or Lightning Helixing the bird at this point. If he attacks him with Siege Rhino, we're going to chump and bolt it, though. So that's going to be the game plan. So we go like this. See if he has any response. We then go like this. Lightning Helix the Rhino away. So it gets rid of his main jumbo blocker, which is fine. He gets rid of his guy, so we don't have to deal with that anymore. And now we start getting our own threats, our own bigger, better, scarier threats. Okay, another Soul's Attendant. That's sweet. How do I go about this? Do I play Ajani's Pridemate first, or do I play Soul Warden first to draw a card? I think we go Soul Warden first, draw a card. Trigger dot deck, if you will. And we will pay with red. Another Ajani's Pridemate. So I guess we just run down Pridemate. And I think we just draw off it as well. And I we draw off it because if we draw into another land, we can just play it. And I could, in theory, play Soul's Attendant, which puts him outside of range of killing my Soul. Yeah. We'll go like that. All of the triggers. All of the triggers. We're not going to pay for this one. So this allows us attacking with the Champion of the Parish. Opponent scoops it up. They realized, oh wait, our opponent, we're out of control now. So this is what the deck does. The only thing is, this deck is even funnier when I play it in paper, because I have to remember all these triggers, and I go, play this thing, trigger, 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 put counters on these things and this. My opponents hate it. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, until next time, though, this has been Human Soul Sisters. I hope you guys enjoyed the decks. Until next time, I will see you tomorrow, where we are going to play the deck again. Thanks for watching, guys. I'd like to go a huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters. You guys have been rocking the channel for quite a while now. If you want to join the madness, Patreon, there's a link in the description below the video. And other than that, if you want to pick up this deck, there's also a link in the description below the video where you can do that as well.